This is All India Radio. Tonight we bring excerpts from an interview with Mother Teresa, interviewed by Sri Ashis Sen and Sri Pradeep Rai Mitra.
Mother, what made you decide to leave your country and come to India for social work?
As a child, I have been wanting to give my life to God, to be able to spread His love, His compassion as a missionary. And so I chose India because this is a very, very full country and very, very missionary country. And so a missionary is a person who comes to give the word of God and to spread His love. A missionary is a person who is sent to be His love and compassion in the world. And so I came to India to be that, His love and compassion, to give the word of God to the people.
Why India? You could have gone to other country also.
Well, at that time in India we had missionaries who had come from Yugoslavia and other places, and the contact was made. And I came first as a Loreto nun. I joined the Loreto sisters who had schools and colleges in India.
Yeah. Where you started your work first in India? In which place?
The work as a missionary of charity was founded in 1950 in Calcutta.
Yeah.
And today we have 69 places in India, and we have 42 places outside of India. And all these places, we have our sisters, mostly Indian sisters, who are giving tender love and care to the people. We always pick the poorest of the poor, the people that are unwanted, unloved, uncared, the lonely, the crippled, the hungry, the naked. And in every country there is not only poverty material, but in many places there's very much spiritual poverty. And I find that poverty much greater, the loneliness of the people, the unwanted feeling of the people who have forgotten what is human love, what is human joy. I think that's for me a very great poverty.
But in India, people say that we are spiritually very high, but otherwise we are poor. Is it correct? Do you think?
I don't say India is poor. India is not poor, but we are ignorant of the riches and the things that we have. We don't know how to use them, or we don't know the value of things. But India has got spiritual riches, especially the family life. And that's why I'm very much afraid if somebody touches the family life, that will be the breaking, and that will be a real poverty entering our country.
What inspired you to work the poor and downtrodden?
And so this is my very strong belief that whatever I'm doing to the hungry, to the naked, to the homeless, to the poorest of the poor, whether they are hungry for bread or they are hungry for love, they are naked for clothes, or they are naked for that human dignity, they are homeless for a home, or they are homeless for that understanding love, it's to Him that I do it. And that's why I say that we are really not social workers, but we are really contemplatives in the heart of the world today, because we are touching Him 24 hours. Religion, caste, creed doesn't come in the picture at all, because we are serving the child of God, that individual created by the same loving hand of God for greater things, to love and to be loved. And that's why we must treat the poor with great dignity, because that dying person in the street, that leper, that alcoholic, that sick person, that TB, that whatever it be, that mental case, that lonely person is my brother, my sister. We belong to the same family of God.
Is it enough that, say, 1,000 people are doing social service? Even then, can they prevent the sufferings of the world?
We are creating the suffering.
How?
By our selfishness. If we had the spirit of sharing, if we had the spirit of loving, if we only knew each other better, I think we would be able to do still greater things for each other. And Christ has said, love one another as I have loved you. To love one another means the person next to you first. And then, and I have a strong belief that love begins at home. And I also believe all the difficulties and all the disturbance and all the confusion that is taking place in the world of today, it is due because our families have no time to live the ordinary life. They are everywhere. As you say, they are so busy with other things, but they have no time for their own children, for their own family. And the family doesn't pray together, cannot stay together. So it is necessary for our families to pray together, to share together, to even nowadays you find that people have no time even to smile at each other, still less to be together. And I think this is for me a very, very great suffering that is coming in the world because they don't know each other anymore. And if they don't know each other, they cannot love each other. And if they don't love each other, they can't serve each other. So that's why the social workers, if they really want to be true social workers, love and service begins at home first. Because very often we may become a very good social worker and then we do it for something, for honor, for money, for whatever it be, prestige or whatever it be. But if we do it to somebody, then that changes the whole picture. Then we really are busy with that individual. And for me, that individual is most important because no one can love two at the same time. No one can serve two at the same time. And therefore we can love, the word of Christ, love one another, is very clear that we have to love one at a time. And the same, we can serve that one. That's why our home for the dying in Nirmal Hridoy, if I had not picked up that first person, today I would not have been able to pick up 36,000.
Mother, people generally very likes you, but say at times while doing social service, do you face any difficulty or say any opposition from outside? Say while doing some good thing, some people oppose you. Do you face it?
Up to now, I have not met with opposition, neither from government, neither from people. Because, as they say, nobody has opposition comes only when jealousy or competition comes in. And nobody is having competition with me because nobody wants these people. And also there is no jealousy because nobody has come so close to the poorest of the poor as to understand the greatness and the beauty of these people. So when these two, when jealousy and competition come, then the trouble starts. But up to now, this has not been the case. Many times people say that I'm spoiling the poor because we always give free. We give to our people wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor. And many people say that we are spoiling the poor by giving them free. My answer is that nobody has spoiled us more than God Himself because He is always giving us free. And also, it is good to have at least one society in the world who is spoiling the poor. Everybody is spoiling the rich.
Yeah. Then Mother, what future plans do you have in your sacred mission to serve humanity?
Just one day at a time. Because yesterday is gone and tomorrow has not yet come. So only today I have to love and to serve.
but you have please have some your message for younger generation, how they can take up the social service properly. So younger generation, not for the.
I think the best practicing place is the family and the school. And I think the example of the elders should be the leading light for our young people. They should be, that love, that compassion must be built in the family, especially in our country here, that family life is still very sacred. And so it is there that we have to help our young people to love each other. And very often the parents have no time even to talk to their children, to be with their children. And before, the old people used to be in the family and they used to take care of the younger ones and teach them and guide them. Nowadays the old people are being put in institutions, and so by slowly family life is getting broken. And once that family life is broken, then the social life goes also, because what we have not got, we cannot give. And so it is necessary to practice in our own home first, and in the next door neighbor, and then in the world. Very often people spend hours, say in other countries, that they spend hours thinking of the hunger of India and Africa and all these places. And in the meantime, their own children are hungry for love, for care. And this is a contradiction of life for which we have been created. We have been created to love and to be loved. And so we missed the point.
You were listening to the excerpt from an interview with Mother Teresa. She was interviewed by Sri Ashis Sen and Sri Pradeep Rai Mitra. This recording, contributed from AIR Calcutta, came to you from the Bangalore station of All India Radio.